I've owned my house for 6 years. It's an older split level on a quiet cul-de-sac, the kind of place with nosy neighbors and too many HOA rules. Unfortunately for me, my next-door neighbor is Karen, the unofficial block watch, mailbox inspector, and self-appointed community improvement coordinator. Karen's always been extra, but until last summer, I never thought she'd cross a real line. I travel for work, so sometimes I'm gone for a week or two. Normally, I ask my buddy Mike to swing by and check on the place, but this time, Mike got called out of town himself, so I just locked up tight and left for a 4-day conference. I decided to come home early, flight change, surprise for myself. When I pulled into my driveway at noon on a Wednesday, I noticed my garage door was open. That was my first sign something was off. The second sign was the moving dolly parked halfway inside, and boxes. My boxes. I stepped inside and saw Karen and her grown daughter, Sarah, hauling my boxes from my living room and stacking them in the garage. My couch was half covered in bubble wrap. They'd even started unplugging my TV. I froze. Karen, what the hell are you doing in my house? Karen actually jumped, then turned around like she was the one caught. Oh, you're home early. We were just tidying up. The HOA asked me to make sure the property was secure. I stared at her, trying to process this. By packing up my stuff? Sarah piped up. We thought you abandoned the place. Mom said the HOA could repurpose it for short-term rental. You know, for the community fund. I laughed, not because it was funny, but because I couldn't believe she was serious. You broke into my house to turn it into an Airbnb? Karen crossed her arms like I was the problem. You've been gone for days. Nobody knew when you'd come back. It's irresponsible to just leave a house sitting empty. Squatters could move in. Karen, you're the squatter right now. At that point, Karen decided to double down. She pulled out her phone and started dialing 911, right there, in my living room full of half-packed boxes. I'm calling the police. You're acting aggressive and threatening. You're not even supposed to be here yet. I burst out laughing again. I own the house. This is literally my name on the deed. She shushed me and started telling the dispatcher that a dangerous trespasser had broken into a vacant house. A few minutes later, 2 patrol cars pulled up. I met the officers at the door, waving them inside. Karen ran to them dramatically. That man broke in. He's threatening me. He doesn't live here. One of the officers turned to me calmly. Sir, do you have ID with this address? I handed him my license, mortgage statement, and the mail sitting in my mailbox. He looked at Karen. Ma'am, this is the homeowner. Karen sputtered. No, he's been gone. He abandoned it. I'm the HOA president. I have authority. The younger officer looked around at my half-packed stuff. So, you just decided to move his property? Sarah shrugged. We thought we'd store it in the garage until we could figure it out. They put Karen in cuffs for trespassing and unlawful entry. Sarah got a ticket for assisting. Karen screeched that she'd sue me for harassment and mental anguish. The officers politely reminded her that breaking into someone's house and packing their TV isn't covered under HOA authority. A week later, I got a formal apology from the HOA board. Apparently, Karen had been thin ice for years. They voted her out in a special meeting, and rumor is she's trying to sue them now too. Good luck with that. I changed all my locks, added cameras, and gave Mike a spare key just in case. But best of all, whenever I see Karen peeking through her blinds now, she slams them shut as soon as we make eye contact. Funny how she doesn't volunteer for community improvement projects anymore. Maybe she finally learned, break into my house, and you might just pack up your own freedom instead.